Hey guys, and welcome to the Croft Corner. Today's going to be a little bit of a different episode, but thank you for being here. I'm Harley, and I'm sure you'll see Avery running around in just a little bit. But today we're going to tackle our kitchen. So Avery is 4, and we are expecting baby number 2 in just a few months. And I have got some apples to process. I have a whole box of tomatoes. I don't know if we'll get that far, but today we're tackling this kitchen and we're getting it back in order along with the den. I don't know how far we may get on it, but those are our 2 tasks that we need to tackle. So I hope you enjoy. There's the waffle that Avery's already requested this morning. But I hope you enjoy just coming along with us and seeing how we kind of redo things around here. And as we set up and get prepared in these last few months, I'm right at 20 weeks. So we've got about halfway left. I know I won't go all the way to 40, so really less than halfway. So yeah, we have less than half. So I hope you enjoy just coming along with us and seeing how we prepare for baby number 2, things we're gonna do differently as far as structure, routine. It's gonna look different. We're adding another human into the mix. So come along with us and see how this goes. Okay, so we got all of the dishes put away, cleaned up. I'm gonna start another load, but I want to take a minute to talk about what's on the oven right now. All of those containers, that is what came out of my refrigerator, and I am taking this moment to be very vulnerable. Like, that's a problem. That's a lot of waste, and that's almost a normal for us when we get in the habit of cooking at home to go through a lot of waste like that, because we'll cook in spurts and then we'll eat out and then we'll try to cook again, but our refrigerator continues to get piled up with food that we make. We eat some and we don't eat the rest because like we both will eat leftovers, me, Blake, and Avery, but we end up getting caught up in the, oh, let's just go grab something. And that's one thing that I really wanted to focus on coming into this new season, is one, being less wasteful, because I don't want to be wasting all of that. Like, there's some good food over there. That's just a big thing on my heart, is just to like be able to plan better so we're not wasting food, and alleviate that. Now, I know inevitably something will end up, being wasted, and not necessarily wasted. I would like to use, if anything does go bad, be able to, hopefully it's something that I can give to the chickens or something like that. So that would make it a lot easier, or that would alleviate some of the waste, if I could give it to the chickens. And so that is that's going to be part of this journey, is just finding ways to better plan and do things that can alleviate the waste, because we shouldn't have that much. So that, I just wanted to add that in there. I'm fixing to tackle that, and that is one thing moving forward that I definitely want to work on. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but from just watching this, but I feel 10 times better just knowing that my counters are cleaned off and that task is done. Now, I will say, you know, I do a load of dishes just to do another load of dishes. So as soon as those get done, we'll be rotating again. But I'm keeping my counters clean this time. Because I definitely wanted to get that done before I move on to my next project of the day. But I want to alleviate all the waste because I don't like, that is not my favorite task, okay? Some of that stuff, it's smelly, it's, you know, it's gross. So that is done off my list. So now moving on to the next project, I got probably a box and a half full of apples that a lady was giving away. And I thought that would be such a good opportunity to practice my canning skills and things like processing and stuff like that. When you're able to find stuff for free or at a really good discount, I want to encourage you guys to like take that opportunity to like, you know, do something with it. So I brought these apples home. I've processed half of them. I did make a batch of apple butter, and I've just cut up the rest of them, washed them in a little bit of like water and lemon juice so they wouldn't brown, and bagged them up and froze them. But I still have a few more left, and I want to get that finished and off my list of things to do today. So we'll tackle that as well. And what I plan to do with those when I process them, I'll take them out of the freezer, and we will make applesauce, and probably not very sweetened because I want to be able to can it and then use it as baby food when number 2 comes along and starts eating things like that. So I thought I made some apple butter, you know, for me, Blake, and Avery to put on some biscuits, and that was really good. But I thought I could use, there were so many apples. So I had so many, I was like, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to make some baby food because that'll be less I have to buy. So that is up next. So let's get to it. Alright, so I got out, I think, everything I'm going to need for it. I have an apple, it cores it and like spiral slices it, which is fine because it's all going to be mushed down to applesauce anyways. And then these are the rest of the apples that I have left in that box. And so I will just take these stickers and peel them off, and then peel that back. And figure out how to use this thing. I was holding it from the bottom and it'll just go in and peel. Now sometimes it'll peel really good and sometimes it wants to be funny, but that looks pretty good. Much better than last time. So it just pours it out, and then I just take it off and lay it on the cutting board, and then finish getting the rest of like the peeling off. And just put my trash can right behind my little island stand. And then I did forget something. Oh, And I just use it to get the rest of I'll take the core out. And then if I have a spot that it missed, I just get that off real quick. And then that bottom one, I'm gonna get a scrap bucket, because if like a few of these pieces that like aren't good but aren't like too bad either, or the parts with the peeling on the very top and the very bottom, I'll take those out to the chickens. So I'm gonna get a scrap bucket for that. But once I get all the peeling off, there we go. So that's really easy to, once you spiral it. And then I've just been just going right down the middle and cutting it like that. And then sometimes there's a few like pieces of the seed. I'll get that out just with my knife, make sure that's all gone. And then I'll put it in this container, and that's what I'll also use once I'm done with these. I'll do the lemon water, and that keeps them from browning. So I'll do that, and then when I'm all done, I'll just put it in a Ziploc bag and throw it in my freezer. And then that way I can process it closer to time, probably in a month or so, when it gets closer to time, whenever I'm doing December. So, and it is August. So in about a month or so, I'll process these. That way they're shelf stable, and I can use them when he gets here. And so that is the process. So let's get started on it. So that did not go as planned. Definitely did not go as planned. Most of them had quite a bit of bad spots on them, and so when I tried to use the core and spiral slicer thing, it was just going right through and mushy. So what I did was I got the rest of the good parts that I could, and I bagged those up. I rinsed them off and bagged them up. And then I just cut up the rest of them to take to the chickens. So I could count this as a loss, but it's definitely not. The apples were free. I already have 2 big bags, gallon freezer bags of apples cut up just like this in the freezer already, and also made I think around 8 cups of apple butter with them. So I'm just counting this as I got some free chicken food, because that's what it's gonna go. It's gonna go out there, and they're gonna be able to really enjoy these. So it's definitely not a loss. If anything, yeah, I hope you guys are learning with me. So, you know, trying to be less wasteful. I could have just tossed these apples, but I was like, I'll go ahead and cut them up. I'll take them out there. That'll be their lunch. And I've already got, like I said, 2 other bags of apples that I can turn into baby food, and then we had our apple butter. So definitely not counting this as a loss, just counting this as a learning experience. I should have finished up the rest of those whenever I had a moment before, but you know, this is life. So I hope you guys learned with me today, and we'll use these skills to better your waste management and all that kind of fun stuff in your home. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this gave you some motivation to figure out what you can use as resources to practice, if you want to practice your canning skills, processing, all of that fun stuff. Hopefully these are some tips that can help you, and keep following along as we start meal planning better so we know what we can use. That way we're not being wasteful, And as we prepare for baby number 2 and what all comes along with it, just a few things like that I want to do is just I want to go through more spots in my home so I can reduce inventory, clean up. You'll be getting to watch us redo our den, because right now it is a disaster. It is going to be turning into the office, because what was our office is going to be turning into the nursery, and we're going to be making a really awesome homeschool space for Avery. So those are just a few things to come. So make sure you like and subscribe. That way you can be watching as we make all these next steps. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today.